Good evening. You're watching State of Business on our television. This is Zinat Musafir. Let's take a look at the headlines first. President leaves for Nepal to attend 4th BIMSTEC Summit. Government to allocate more funds to increase export income from tea, rubber and coconut. News in details. President Maithripala Sirisena left the country this morning to attend the 4th summit of the Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multisectoral, Technical and Economic Cooperation, which will be held from tomorrow until the 31st of August in Kathmandu. The presidents of Sri Lanka and Myanmar, the Prime Ministers of India, Bangladesh, Nepal and Thailand, and the Chief Advisor of the Bhutanese government will be leading their respective delegations to the summit. The leaders are to adopt the 4th BIMSTEC Summit Declaration towards a peaceful, prosperous and sustainable Bay of Bengal region on the 31st of August upon the conclusion of the summit. At the conclusion of the summit, the chairmanship of BIMSTEC will be handed over to Sri Lanka by the current chair, Nepal. The summit, which also includes a retreat of the participating heads of the state of government, will be preceded by the 16th BIMSTEC Ministerial Meeting and the 19th session of the BIMSTEC Senior Officials Meeting. The leaders will also witness the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding for the BIMSTEC grid interconnection at the summit. During the meetings, several initiatives under agreed priority sectors will be reviewed with a view to enhance inclusive growth and economic prosperity in the BIMSTEC region. State Minister of Foreign Affairs Vasantha Senanayake and officials from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Embassy of Sri Lanka in Kathmandu will also participate in summit-related meetings. During the cabinet briefing held this morning, Minister of Health, Nutrition and Indigenous Medicine and Cabinet spokesperson Rajitha Senaratne clarified prevailing issues with regard to the public sector salary structure. He further made the following remarks with regard to the newly appointed Salary Commission.
134ක්ද කොහෙද තිබුණ රාජ්‍ය සේවයේ වැටුප් තල 30 ගානකට ගෙනාවා. පසුගිය රජය කරපු හොඳ වැඩක් ඒක. දැන් මෙහෙම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 134ක් 30කට එනකොට නොයෙකුත් තෙරපීම් තියෙනවා. එතකොට එහාට මෙහාට. ඒවත් පහුගිය කාලේ වරින් වර ගිය රජයත් මේ රජයත් දෙකම එක්කහුව වෙලා ඒ වැටුප් තලවල තිබුණ විෂමතාවත් එකින් එක අපේ අමාත්‍යාංශවල තිබුණ ඒවාත් අපි විසඳගත්තා. දැන් මේක වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඒක නෙවෙයි. මේකේ තියෙන එක ප්‍රශ්නයක්. දුම්රිය සේවයේ මෙන්න මේ වැටුප් තල තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න නිසා ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ එක කණ්ඩායමකට ඒගොල්ලන්ට පඩි වැඩිවීමක් කරාම ඉහළ තලයේ නිලධාරීන් එක එන්ජින් ඩ්‍රයිවර්ස්ලා ඒ කට්ටියත් එක්ක ඒගොල්ලෝ සම වුණා. සම වීම නිසා ඒගොල්ලෝ කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ නියෝග පිළිපදින්නේ නැහැ දැන් එකම වැටුප් තලයේ ඉන්න හින්දා. ඒ වැටුප් විෂමතාවයෙන් උඩ තමයි මේ දුම්රිය ප්‍රශ්නේ ආවේ. ඒ සමාන්තර ශ්‍රේණීන් වල බලපාන ප්‍රශ්නය විසඳන්නට තමයි මේ වැටුප් කොමිසම දාලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් මේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් නොවන විදියට මේ වැටුප් තල හරිගස්සන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා බලන්න සති මාස දෙකකින් වාර්තාව ඉල්ලලා තියෙනවා.
Now let's take a look at a few cabinet decisions which were granted approval during the last cabinet meeting. His Excellency President Maithripala Sirisena informed the Cabinet of Ministers instructions will be issued to all government institutions to revive agricultural activities which underperformed due to adverse weather conditions in previous years. Cabinet approval has been granted to secure funds from the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development of the World Bank in order to improve the structure to assist public-private partnerships and for financing the necessary infrastructure facilities. The proposal for the allocation of funds to develop methods, services and experiments to increase export income from tea, rubber and coconut was approved by the Cabinet of Ministers. The Cabinet of Ministers approved the proposal to increase the monthly nutrition allowance of students from sports schools to 5,000 rupees from 2,500 rupees. The Cabinet of Ministers also approved the proposal to construct 8 bridges in the Hambantota district under the Nagamu Pudavara program. Explaining the latest initiatives to increase the number of tourist arrivals to the island, Minister of Tourism and Christian Affairs John Amaratunga stated that the government has taken steps to open the Palale airport, preferably to Indian Airlines, in a bid to woo more travellers into the country.
Sri Lanka needs very much of foreign exchange. For your government is dependent on tourism in order to meet that situation, and for that the Honourable Prime Minister and the Cabinet of Ministers are giving us the fullest cooperation. We are at a paper on now in the Cabinet to open up Palale Airport. Opening up Palale Airport is also to invite Indian traffic. There will be certain flights that will come from South India, not those large planes, but that can bring about 70, 80, 90, 100 passengers. That will be another incentive for the Indians to come to Sri Lanka. Just half an hour, or not even half an hour. If you come from Madras or Chennai, it's 15, 20 minutes to land in. So like that, the internal domestic airports are now being opened up. All these will contribute in order to increase the numbers of foreigners to come into the country. Country needs this type of new openings if we are to achieve 4 million tourists by the year 2020.
Speaking further, Minister Amaratunga added that the Ministry of Tourism has requested the Finance Ministry to formulate a mechanism to tax some of the online operators who sell local rooms, including apartments, for foreigners.
We have enough 5-star hotels, 4-star hotels, 3-star hotels, 2-star, so on and so forth, and boutique hotels, guest houses, numbering to about 90,000 rooms are now in the formal sector. Informal sector, if you count, I don't know what the numbers are. We have no track of it. They are growing at a rate. If you look at the city of Colombo, see the number of high-rise buildings, all of which are apartments, and most of them are owned by people who are living abroad, who send through the booking agencies tourists to come and occupy those. So like that, we are also trying to register all of them. In order to get them into the net, they must pay some taxes. They can't go free of charge. Government also must benefit. At the same time, the people also who come here should be able to stay in comfort.
We're going in for a short break. Do stay tuned for more news after these commercials. Welcome back. Central Bank of Sri Lanka yesterday organized an anniversary oration under the theme A Revisit to Central Bank Independence, How to Resolve the Emerging Issues in commemoration of the 68th anniversary of the CBSL. Delivering a speech during the event, former Deputy Governor of CBSL, Dr. W.A. Vijayawardena, made the following remarks with regard to 3 groups which want the central bank to compromise its independence.
There are 3 groups which want the central bank to compromise its independence. The first group is politicians. They want to compromise the central bank's independence because in order to win the elections, they want the central bank to maintain low interest rates. They want the central bank to create more credit. And they want to have an easy money policy so that the people have enough liquidity and they might vote at the elections. The second group which want the central bank to compromise independence is the power groups in the market. The power groups in the market are also very powerful. They want the central bank to continue with easy lending for maybe specified areas like real estate, lower the interest rate even though the country has to increase the interest rates, to provide various kinds of subsidies through central banking action so that they can benefit out of that. And that group, working silently without the knowledge of anyone, is more powerful in the world than the politicians. The third group is present here, the employees of the central bank. They also want the best compensation package, the highest compensation package, so that they can be the best employees in the country. And that is another powerful group. And that to please that powerful group, it's very difficult for a central bank management to function as an independent institution with some prudent monetary policy packages.
Addressing the gathering during the event, Governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy, noted that the Employees Provident Fund is set to enter the stock market, while mentioning that CBSL is also working towards allowing the EPF to return to the secondary market in government securities.
And the EPF, again, a lot of work has been done in terms of improving processes and procedures. Investment committee now meets on a daily basis. New investment guidelines, investment and trading guidelines have been developed. CCTV cameras and voice recording have been put in place. Segregation between the front, middle and back office has been made more entrenched. And we are working towards, I think recently the EPF started operating in the secondary market in government securities, and we are working towards the EPF coming back into the stock market fairly soon once all the preparatory work is completed. So both in terms of our core functions of price and economic stability and financial system stability, as well as in terms of our agency functions, a great deal of work has been going on.
A press conference with regard to the 26th Annual Export Awards of the National Chamber of Exporters of Sri Lanka was held in Colombo last evening. The prestigious Annual Export Award ceremony of the NCE recognizes and rewards Sri Lankan exporters on their achievements in the international marketplace. It serves to motivate them to reach greater heights in the field of exports and enhance their contribution to the economic development of Sri Lanka. Over the years, the evaluation criteria related to the event have evolved to accommodate contemporary needs of the export community to compete in the international marketplace and strengthen pillars of technology, research and development, capacity building, as well as sustainability. Selection of award winners will be carried out by a professional panel of independent judges who will be assisted by a separate technical panel of experts to assess applicants. Knowledge inputs and expertise will be provided by Ernst & Young Sri Lanka in the evaluation process of applications to further enhance the credibility, transparency and independence of the selection process. Addressing the gathering during the press conference, President of the NCE, Rama Jasinghe, made the following remarks.
We recently released the National Export Strategy, which would pave the way for a very stable and long-term view policy in terms of which we exporters have been clamoring for the last so many years. The state recognizes the fact that exports are the way forward, and the exports would be the backbone of the Sri Lankan economy. The strength of this award scheme, unbroken for 26 years, is the transparency and the professionalism in which we conduct, and may I add, the dynamism of the award scheme. We believe that the NCE award scheme has to move with the times. It has to move with local competition, as well as how we sustain our exports into the long term in the international market. As we move on into strengthening our exports and into introducing new products and processes, we have within the scheme increased or strengthened the pillars of technology, research and development, capacity building, as well as sustainability. And I believe exports would be the backbone of the sustainability of the country as a whole. Today we have the challenge of the depreciating rupee and how we face those challenges. Then we have the challenge of the Iranian situation with regard to our tea as against vis-a-vis our exports to the USA. So we have a very fine trade-off for how do we handle this. On one hand, we export tea to the value of $380 million US. And on the other hand, we have exports to the value of $2.8 billion US to the US. So how do we need both. And every dollar earned is vital to our economy.
We're going in for a short break. Do stay tuned to see how the stocks perform today after these commercials. Welcome back. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The All Share Price Index gained 34.44 points to close at 6,044.67 and the S&P SL20 gained 28.21 points to close at 3,225.18. The turnover was 1.1 billion rupees and 19.8 million shares were traded. Next is Forex rates. That's all the news we have for you today. Join us tomorrow with State of Business on our television at the same time. Until then, take care and good